In this video I'm going to be showing you the fastest high round strategy on the brand new map Shattered Vale, so without any further ado let's just get straight into it. The loadout weapon for this map doesn't matter all that much, so start off with whatever weapon you want, because the GS45 pistols are on the wall inside the spawn room. If you do want to see my attachments for the pistols, here they are right here. As for the rest of the loadout, it doesn't matter all that much, but I would recommend running Frenzy Guard for this strategy. And now for the important part, the augments. There are a few augments that I would recommend, and the first is going to be a combination of two different perk augments that are very overpowered when combined. The first of which is Dead Again on Deadshot Daiquiri. For this to work you need critical hits, and unfortunately the Wunderwaffe doesn't do any critical damage. So in order to get this to work, if you use Critical Eye on Depth Perception, this will make it so that body shots have a chance to become a critical shot, and because you're killing so many enemies so quickly with the Wunderwaffe, this is going to trigger the Dead Again augment on Deadshot, and it's going to start refilling your ammo in the Wunderwaffe, making it so that you never have to reload theoretically. The next augment I would recommend using is Supercharged on Speed Caller. This is going to make it so that you get your Frenzy Guard back very quickly. Honestly, when doing this strategy with Supercharged, you don't even need to manually put armor plates on. You can just pop Frenzy Guard to put your armor back on, and it should be recharged again by the time you get low on armor. After this, Picky Eater on Vulture is going to be very useful, of course, to get more tactical grenades back. Another one is going to be the Big Game augment on Lightmen. This is just going to give you a small chance to insta-kill a Disciple when you shoot at them with the Mustang and Sallies. And then finally on Frenzy Guard, this is the augments I use. You could argue I don't need Frenzy Fire, as you don't have to reload the Wunderwaffe anyways. However, when you get an insta-kill, it is actually really nice popping a Frenzy Guard and then just spamming your Mustang and Sallies without needing to reload. Now there is going to be one door that needs to be kept closed for this strategy, and it's going to be the door at the back of the greenhouse. So if you're opening up towards the mansion in order to get the power on, I'd recommend going the speed call away, because once you pass quick revive and get up these stairs, this is where we're going to be camping, and the door at the back of this greenhouse is the one that needs to be kept closed. When we're camping up here, there's going to be 3 spawns, so we've got this window right here on my left. That's going to be the first spawn. I'm going to be camping on this railing, and if you jump down the railing there's another window right here. This is the second spawn, and the third spawn is going to be through this doorway in this hole in the wall right here. So take note of this when doing the strategy, as we're going to be spawn killing pretty much the whole time. And lastly, the weapons that you're going to want for this strategy are the GS45s for the insta-kills and the Disciples like I mentioned earlier, and as well as that you're going to want to get yourself the Wunderwaffe from the box. Moving on to the high round strategy now. In order to do this as efficiently as possible, you're going to want to jump on this railing like this. This is going to give you a good line of sight on all 3 zombie spawns. From this point at the beginning of the round, I'd recommend shooting the right hand window spawn first, as that window is always going to have the first zombie coming out straight away. Once you shoot that right hand side spawn window, shoot the middle spawn and then shoot the left spawn, and then just try and stay on top of all 3 spawns. Can be a little bit tricky to do. The more you stay on top of it, the easier this strategy is. But occasionally you are going to have the odd zombie that gets through the Wunderwaffe and just jumps down at your feet. Just look down like you just seen right there and just shoot with the Wunderwaffe, and that should chain to all the other zombies that may have got through as well. And you're going to be able to just stay on top of the spawns this way. And like I mentioned in the augment section of the video, you don't even really have to worry about manually plating armor. So I'm getting low on armor right now. All I'm going to do is just pop Frenzy Guard. That's going to fill my armor right back up. And as soon as the Frenzy Guard's over and I'm going to start killing the zombies again, I'm killing the zombies so quickly to the point where I'm just going to charge the Frenzy Guard back up before I've even got low on armor again. So I'm only replating armor with Frenzy Guard basically. The only downside about this is with the Frenzy Fire augment, the major one, it takes the ammo from the stock, and that's ammo that you're not going to be able to refill with the Dead Again augment from Deadshot. So you could run into problems where you run out of Wunderwaffe ammo during this strategy, but as you can see on the minimap, there's an ammo box right here. So I'll show you how to deal with that mid-round after this round right here. So a new round, round 111 now. Again, we're starting off in the right hand window, middle window, left window. You get the point right now. I'm just going to show one more round because the rounds are pretty quick, and also just to help nail it home how to do the strategy. So as you can see, I do have my Frenzy Guard back now as I'm getting low on armor again, so I am basically just only replaying using Frenzy Guard. If you do find yourself in a situation where you don't have a Frenzy Guard to save your life, it hasn't recharged yet, this is why you want to make sure that you have a mutant injection on you at all times. Unfortunately, the closest crafting table is miles away, so you don't want to start burning through mutant injectors unless you have to, basically only to save your life. You can also try just dropping down off the ledge to your left and then throwing a Casimir as you're dropping down. This can save your life too, but to be honest this strategy really isn't even that hard, so I can't imagine you're going to run into too many issues throughout this strategy. Alright, so we're getting to the end of the round now already, so I'm going to add one more point, and that is just going to be to make sure that you're picking up the salvage at the end of the rounds. Unlike the tomb, there is actually going to be a retirement strategy on this map. If you don't know what a retirement strategy is, it's basically just once you've built up tens of thousands of salvage, just spam by your mutant injectors in order to get through the rounds as quickly and safely as possible to whatever your round goal is. Alright, so like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to show you a quick ammo run. So just throw a black hole bomb over towards that far left hand side spawn, buy some ammo quickly, head back to the railing, and the reason why we're chucking it at the left hand spawn is because when you get back to the railing, it's just going to be easier to shoot these two spawns right here. Moving on now to the boss rounds, which are just the disciple rounds. Very simple, it's basically just a normal round, but all I would do is whenever the disciple comes out, I'd chuck a Casimir down at the disciple's feet. This is going to do damage over time to him. So pull out the Mustang and Sallies and just start spraying at the disciple like this. As you can see, the disciple got down at like 40% health, and then that augment I've got on Light Mend, which is the big game augment, just took over and instantly killed him for us, so I didn't have to worry about him too much. Got another disciple coming here, I've got another Casimir. This is basically the only time that I use Casimirs outside of a rare situation where I'd have to buy WAF ammo. So I threw another Casimir down, unfortunately it bounced and went behind him, so that's not going to do no damage to him. However, the Mustang and Sallies are going to take care of him anyways. It is possible just to take him out with the WAF if you don't have any Casimirs, however it does take a while, and he actually does spawn in his own batch of zombies too. And just killing them over and over again just slows down the strategy, so the faster you kill them is the faster you're going to get through the rounds really. And hopefully at the end of the round with the Picky Eater augment on Vulture you'll be able to resupply your Casimirs like I have just here. The last thing about this greenhouse strategy is going to be the vermin rounds and how to do them quickly. So like I said, they only spawn in 2 windows, and you really want to make sure that you stay on top of both of these windows, because if they get to the point where they're at your feet and they're exploding as you kill them, it's going to do a lot of damage. So just try and keep them trapped in them 2 windows and the round will be over with before you know it. And finally, I'm going to be covering the retirement strategy, which is just basically camping inside this elevator right here with mutant injectors opposite this big ball thing, whatever it is. So as soon as the zombies start coming in, just pop your mutant injector and start meleeing all the zombies as they come through the doorway. It is very important to make sure that you stay inside the elevator shaft, because if you leave, you're going to create more spawns, and then this strategy is going to slow down quite significantly. Another thing as well, if you find yourself in a situation where you finished your mutant injector but the round is close to ending, so you don't want to waste another mutant injector, you can just camp the rest of the round inside this elevator shaft. It is pretty quick, it's not faster than the quick revive area, however this will be quick enough just to get you through the end of the round and then just buy a mutant injector at the end. If you need to buy a mutant injector mid-round, what I'd recommend doing is switching out your Casimir grenades with decoys, chucking a decoy down, buy a new mutant injector and head back to the elevator shaft. There's 2 reasons as to why we're switching out the Casimirs for decoys. The first is the zombies don't drop as many Casimirs as they do decoys, and you don't want to waste 1500 salvage on buying more Casimirs. The second reason is that when you throw a Casimir down, the zombies that are really far away get sucked in really slowly. So if you throw a decoy grenade down, the zombies will just super sprint away there and you can go back to killing quicker. And lastly, I'm going to cover the bonus rounds inside the elevator shaft. There's also 2 spawns here as well, so the round should go by just as quickly as the quick revive area bonus rounds. You can keep on top of the spawns with just the Wonder Dwarf, but it is a little bit tricky, so if you lose control, like you're going to see me do in a second, just pop Frenzy Guard, or you can even pop a Mutant Injector if you really want to. And that's going to be it from me, so if this video helped you out, be sure to leave a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.